are some devotees there, I can't see them. Maybe can sit little bit here. Hare Krishna. So I am very happy and grateful to be present here today in this wonderful temple of Shri Shri Gaur Nitai. And I heard this temple is going on for 20-25 years. So such long-lasting preaching, such wonderful cultivation of devotees. Certainly it must be very pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. Actually, when we go to new place, when we see this different cultures, different ways of interactions, different rules, every place, sometimes we feel that we have come to a new place, maybe foreign land. But as soon as we see Panchatattva, as soon as we see Srila Prabhupada, we feel homely. And this is Srila Prabhupada's miracle. You know that famous saying, he built a house in which whole world can live. Whole world can live. And that's very true. You go to a new place for the first time and still you feel homely. Only Srila Prabhupada can do it. And imagine you are going to China. Chinese New Year is coming. You are going to China and you land at the airport and you see one devotee with beadbag chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. You will forget which place you belong, which place he belongs. Just that connection immediately comes. Yes, he is ISKCON devotee, I am ISKCON devotee. We are brothers. We are family. Right? This miracle is done through Srila Prabhupada. Actually, when there is a common purpose, automatically unity comes. Imagine there is fight between husband and wife. You don't need to imagine, you all have experience. Husband and wife is fighting, they are fighting. Logics, arguments. But between that fight of husband and wife, can third family member speak? Can mother-in-law speak? Can sister-in-law speak? Can brother-in-law speak? Immediately what you will say? We husband-wife fighting, you should not speak. Right? Immediately they will become one. Because now third person came, now they became one. Now imagine, family members are fighting. They are throwing utensils on each other, they are arguing, everything they are doing, whatever possible. They are fighting. Can neighbor speak in between them? If neighbor will speak, what will say? It's a family matter, you don't speak. You are different, we are different. We are together now. This common cause is family. Now sometimes there's two cities which fight. Sometimes there is inter-city sports or something. Now neighbors also become one. Because it's now city. That's the common cause. So now we forget our enmity. We come together. Whole city becomes one. And suppose there is nation and nation fight. India, Pakistan. Big war. Or Malaysia, Singapore, international sports or something. Then what will happen? All cities will also come together. Right? So when there is common cause, unity flourishes. It automatically brings everyone together. Otherwise, there are so many reasons to be different. There are so many reasons to argue. There are so many reasons to fragment ourselves. But where there is common cause, we come together. And therefore Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Sutre Mani Ganayava. He is like a thread who is binding the whole world together. And when we will put Krishna in the center, automatically everyone is together. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Whole world becomes a big family when Krishna comes in the center. And that is miracle of Srila Prabhupada. He brought Krishna in the center. It doesn't matter we are from North India or South India. There's a big fight now in India over language. Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi. We have over 500 languages in India. Big fight. Even in Hindi there are so many variations. There is Malvi, there is Bundelkhandi, there is Awadhi, there is Braj Bhasha, so many. So much fightings. But when Krishna comes in the center, we all come together. Otherwise, everyone in this world is fearful of losing their own identity. Big crisis. Losing one's own self. I have got this verse Maybe you have heard this verse. Bhogi roga bhayam. A bhogi who is very attached to sense gratification, he is fearful of rog. Rog means disease. Because if I get disease, I can't eat what I want. You know, one time one lady went to a doctor. She was gaining a lot of weight. And she said, "Doctor, please help me, I want to lose weight." Okay, doctor suggested, you should eat 1 cup of rice, little vegetable and 2 chapatis. Okay, noted. Doctor, should I eat it before meal or after meal? No, this is your meal. Actually, bhogi, roga bhayam. A bhogi who wants to gratify his sense is very fearful of disease. You get hypertension, you can't eat salt. You have diabetes, you can't eat sugar. And if there is no sugar and salt, what's the point in eating? People are very fearful. Bhogi, roga bhayam. Then kule chuti bhayam. If somebody is born in a very high family, then he is very fearful of losing his status. We have seen in India also, they are big kings. They were having big influence, zamindars. And after independence, everything has gone. Now there is no more kings. But still they want to maintain their status, right? So they have hired some people who call them king. They have hired some people who salute them every day because they want to maintain that status of being king. Kulechyuti bhayam. Vitte ripalat bhayam. Those who have lot of money, they fear government. Why? Income tax, sales tax, so many tax. And sometimes the government may just snatch away whole property. Like not few months, but almost a year back, we had a warlike situation in India with Pakistan, a lot of firing. And lot of businessmen, they were in big trouble. Because anytime this warlike situation come, government has all right to take away all your money. Whatever you have put in the bank, whatever you have put in shares, whatever you have invested anywhere, government has right to take it away. Good news. So, bhayam. Mane denne bhayam. One who is very accustomed to get respect and it doesn't get respect, that's most biggest punishment for him. Suppose you are a preacher in ISKCON, wherever you go, people respect you, they put garland, they welcome you, they pranam to you. And you go to airport and security guard say, "Hey, open your bag, stand here, remove your shoes." You feel bad, right? Somebody is accustomed to respect, he feels bhaya, he feels fear of denya. Bale ripu bhayam. If you're very strong, you are fearful of enemies. If somebody becomes more stronger than me, he will take revenge. Rupe jaraya bhayam. One who is very beautiful, he fears old age. And therefore there is so much cosmetics, right? There is a joke in India. They say, how to recognize if a boy is washing his face or girls is washing face? What is the difference? When boys wash their face, that means they are going out. When girls wash their face, that means they are coming in back because they are washing their makeup. It's a lot of, because those who are beautiful, we are fearful of old age. When we will grow old, what will happen to us? Shastra vyadi bhayam, gune khal bhayam, so many fears. Karmi is fearful of losing sense gratification. Jnani is fearful of getting entangled in this world, but only a devotee is fearless, abhayam. Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, 1st verse, Krishna talks about qualities of a devotee. And first quality he talks about is abhayam. He is fearless. And our Srila Prabhupada's name is Abhay Charana Ravinda. He is Abhay. He has no fear. Why? Because he does not belong to this world. This world is Bhaya Sansar. This world is full of Bhaya. Have you seen birds eating grains? Have you seen?
Yes.
How pigeons eat grains? How they eat? Can somebody copy it? How they eat? Yes, Mataji? How they eat? Suppose you are a bird. You are a bird in some lifetime. And grain is in front of you. How you will eat? Yes, look at the Mataji. Why like this? Because the bird is fearful. Anytime I can be attacked. Anytime I can become food. I am trying to eat food, but anytime I can become food. When deers go to drink water in forest, they are so fearful. Anytime tiger can attack, lion can attack. So this whole world is full of fear because we are in bodily concept of life. We fear death. Even children, 1-year-old child, 2-year-old children, if you just try to take them on some height, they will fear, no, I'll die. They also have that fear. But Srila Prabhupada is Abhay. Why? Charana Aravinda. He has taken shelter of somebody who gives Abhayam, Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna's lotus feet is like a boat which can help a living entity to cross this Bhaya Sansar. In 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when demigods come to offer prayers to Krishna in the womb of Devaki, they offer this beautiful prayer and they say, Krishna, your lotus feet is like a boat, and somebody who takes shelter of this boat of your lotus feet, this samsara dries up. And if ocean dries up, how you will cross the ocean? If suppose you want to cross a river and the river dried up, how you will cross the river? Just walk it. Who will travel in the boat? And therefore the boat is still on this side. The boat is not required to cross. As soon as somebody takes shelter of lotus feet of Krishna, the ocean of material world dries for them. They cross it easily. And the boat is still there for us, conditioned souls, to take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet again. And that is Abhay. And this beautiful example is Srila Prabhupada's own life. He was completely fearless. And therefore we are discussing this topic, courage of an English-British man, British officer. Prabhupada said this to Prabha Vishnu Maharaj when he was going to preach in Bangladesh. Prabhupada said a devotee should have courage like a British officer and he should have heart of a Bengali mother. All officers are strict, but British officers are very strict. And all mothers are sweet, all mothers are loving, but Bengali mothers are very sweet, very loving. Even if their child will eat mountain of rice, they will still say, my child doesn't eat anything. As Bengali mothers. Very loving, very sweet. But this combination is very, very rare. Sometimes in bhakti, we become so strict that we become hard-hearted. Or sometimes we become so soft that we lax our principles, we lax our standards. But devotee should have a balance. He should be courageous to achieve things for Srila Prabhupada's movement. At the same time, he should be considerate, sensitive and soft-hearted for the devotees whom they are cultivating and taking care. And that is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's life was full of challenges. All devotees, they come to ISKCON by hearing chant and be happy. Does that happen right away? Does that happen right away? And then you read Bhagavatam. You read about Pandavas. Were they happy? Just chanting and be happy? So many struggles. You hear about Kunti Maharani. Happy?
No.
So many struggles. Parikshit Maharaj, who is the hearer of Srimad Bhagavatam, was he so happy? Sitting in aircon, nice chandelier, nice seat, and he hearing Bhagavatam class from Sukdev Goswami. 7 days he is going to die, but he is taking shelter of Krishna. It's not so easy to take shelter of Krishna even in difficult situations. One time a man in America, he was diagnosed with some disease and he went to a doctor. So the doctor told him, sir, you have 1 month. After 1 month you will die. You know what that person did? He sold all his properties. All resources, whatever he had, he sold out. And with that money, he hired a private jet plane. He said, after 1 month we'll die, so let's explore the world. And on that private jet plane, he started going different cities. He went to Las Vegas, Los Angeles, different cities, doing all sense gratification possible. And after 1 month, he said, okay, I'll die. He finished all his money. Nothing happened. 2 months passed, nothing happened. Now no money, he spent everything. 3 months, nothing happened. So he went to the doctor. And he said, doctor, you told 1 month I'll die. I spent all my money, did all dhammarudham, sense gratification. Now nothing is happening. Doctor said, oh, let me check. He double checked and said, doctor said, oh, sorry, that was wrong report. Here nothing happened to you. That's somebody else's report. The guy spent all his money. So even after knowing that person is going to die, it's not so easy to take shelter. But devotees, even in the difficult situation, even in challenging situations, they remain abhay, they remain fearless. Why? Because they have full confidence in Krishna's plan. And this courage is very, very important. We see in material world, people have some material agenda, and still they show so much courage. You've heard about Martin Luther King? Yes? He was fighting against the racism. People came to kill him while he was lecturing at one place in America. People planned to kill him. And while they came, hearing his speech, they became supporters of Martin Luther King. So much courage. You heard about Mahatma Gandhi?
Yes.
You know, Gandhiji had this plan of wearing khadi. You know, you make your own clothes, Swadeshi, Indian made clothes. And his wife refused to wear that khadi. You know what Gandhiji did? He said, I'll not eat anything cooked by my wife. He rejected his wife. Jai Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So he was so determined. And so many people followed him. Then we have example of Hitler. How many of you like Hitler?
No one, I think.
One time I was on phone, you know, when you speak to airlines and they ask your locator number of ticket, right? Your PNR, and you have to spell it. A for Alpha, B for Bravo. So in my PNR there was H. And then I would say, okay, what should I say? H for? So I said Hitler. The lady became so upset. You said Hitler? He hung up the phone. So it's so upset. Nobody likes Hitler. But see, even Hitler, being convinced of what he was doing, he killed so many people. So even in material world we see, when you are convinced about something, when you have courage about doing something, people have so much energy for wrong things. How much a devotee should be convinced of what they are doing? How much a devotee should be courageous of what they are doing? We are doing the best thing in this world based on scriptures. We know this process is going to save the world. How much courageous we should be? How much energy we should have? How much confidence we should have? And that we can learn from Srila Prabhupada. You know, a person generally, he has different kind of needs. One kind of need is physical needs. If you are physically fit, you can do things. Second is mental needs. You know, mentally, if you are good, then you are considered to be healthy. And nowadays, you know how people are physically healthy but mentally sick. Really? In India, you know, I went to Bangalore and devotees told me there are IT people, very educated, and 60 to 70% of IT people, they are taking help of psychiatrists. And not only that, out of 3 psychiatrists, 1 psychiatrist go to another psychiatrist. Why? Because they hear so much of junk every day. To deal with it, they have to go to another psychiatrist. You know, those who study this psychology, they are in big problem. I don't know if somebody of you is studying psychology. But if we hear too much of these things, you also become slowly mental patient. Like, I'll ask you one question. How many of you have experienced that you went in night, you locked main door of your house, you came back, but you felt like, let me double check. How many of you have the experience? Please raise hand. Let me double check, I locked it or not properly. Sometimes we lock our car and then we go back and again push our handle. We did that, right? Sometimes you switch off the gas, you know, cooking gas, and then we again go and check, double check. This is pre-psychiatric issue. Now you are not knowing this, right? You are not knowing. Now you knew that this pre-psychiatric issue. Next time you go check your door, you will feel, oh, am I going mad? Am I going crazy or not? Mental issues all over the world. People for no reason, they're killing each other. They're exploiting each other. They're abusing each other. Mentally sick. And then there is intellectual health. Intellectual health means what you are doing, you are intellectually convinced about it or not. And therefore, after some time, people face mid-age crisis. It's a big thing in this world now. They live their life for 40 years and then they question, what I am doing? Which profession I am? Which family I am with? I am at right place or not? One person was celebrating his 25th marriage anniversary. Big function. Lot of people came. And some people asked this man, "Sir, 25 years of marriage, you're so successful. And both are so happy. What is the secret? Tell me." So this man said, "On our first anniversary, I took my wife to Switzerland." Very nice. First anniversary you did? Such a nice thing. What did you do on second, third, fourth? He said, "Nothing. After 25 years, I am going to bring her back. 25 years she was there, I am here. This is success of our marriage." People ask themselves, I am in right situation or not? Middle age crisis, intellectual health, very challenging. And finally, spiritual health. Yes, physically we are fit, mentally we are fit, intellectually we may be satisfied. What about spiritual health? Srila Prabhupada tells, fish out of water. You take fish out of water, and the fish, whatever you give, will never be satisfied. Fish needs water. In Hindi we have a poem, I don't know if you know this. मछली जल की रानी है, जीवन उसका पानी है, हाथ लगाओ डर जाओगी, बाहर निकालोगे मर जाओगी. So fish needs water. Whatever you give fish can never be satisfied. Spiritual health. Now Srila Prabhupada, he had challenges on all these four levels. All these four levels. And still he showed that courage of a British officer coming out of these four levels of challenges, still giving us Krishna consciousness. First, physical. Srila Prabhupada, he was 70 years old. One time our spiritual master was asking one devotee, "Do you know what Prabhupada did?" He said, "Yes, I know. I can give a lecture on Srila Prabhupada." He said, "No, you don't realize what Prabhupada did. You will only realize what Prabhupada did when you will come to age of 70. That time you will realize what Prabhupada did. Traveling all over the world, sitting for 18 hours, 15 hours in flight, jet lags, bodily limitations. He cared for nothing. And wherever Srila Prabhupada went, devotees were ready with lined up programs. It's not that, okay, Prabhupada comes, Prabhupada sleeps for 2 days, he takes rest and then he'll start preaching. No, he adjusts his clock and he's ready for the programs. When he traveled in Jalduta, 2 heart attacks. And that too, when Srila Prabhupada went to America, we all know these 2 heart attacks, right? But Prabhupada didn't tell about these 2 heart attacks himself. You know when devotees came to know about it? Prabhupada used to write a diary. So he wrote a diary in Jaladuta, which is now published, Jaladuta diary. So every day Prabhupada would make an entry. Okay, today we traveled this many miles, and today this is the weather, and today this, Prabhupada would write. But for few days there was no entry. And there was a big line. Prabhupada cancelled those entries, those dates. Prabhupada didn't write anything on those dates. So one day a disciple got this diary, 26 2nd Avenue. Prabhupada was there. He asked, "Prabhupada, you are writing this diary and every day you made some entries. But these dates you didn't write anything. There was a big line. You cancelled it. What happened to these days?" Then Srila Prabhupada first time shared, "I went through 2 heart attacks on the ship." He never boasted that, for you I came and I underwent all this trouble. He never mentioned that. When he got 3rd heart attack, he told devotees, "Please pray to Lord Nrsimhadev that our spiritual master has not finished his work. Let him stay." How much struggle. He was unaware of winters of America. One day there was snowfall. Prabhupada opened his window and he saw whole New York City covered with snow. Prabhupada mentions he felt as if somebody's whitewashed the whole city overnight. He was unaware. And that cold he tolerated. He tolerated the hunger. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, "What was the biggest challenge you faced when you reached America?" You know what Prabhupada said? First day in Butler, in the home of Gopal and Sally Agrawal, when they told, "Swamiji, you can cook in our kitchen." And he opened the fridge, and in that fridge he saw meat. Prabhupada got shock of his life. When he was 5 years old, he got jaundice. You know this pastime? When he was 5 years old, Prabhupada got jaundice. And one local Bengali doctor, he said, in this disease, no, actually he got typhoid. And a Bengali doctor, he said in typhoid he needs energy. So for this energy he should be fed non-veg. So father was not agreeing, Prabhupada's father was not agreeing, but Bengali mother was agreeing. So mother said, okay doctor, you cook and bring. So that doctor brought from his house. And forcefully mother was trying to feed this 5-year-old Abhay. Prabhupada vomited it. And that Srila Prabhupada now at age of 70 after taking sannyas, he opens this fridge and what he sees? Meat there. Can you imagine what type of austerity he has to undergo? Later on, when Prabhupada established ISKCON, he was preaching all over the world. He brought his disciples to Kumbh Mela in Allahabad, 1971. And in that Kumbh Mela, it was so cold, freezing cold, that devotees were not ready to come out of their sleeping bags. We all have that experience. Of course, in Malaysia, you don't get cold, severe cold. But in Ujjain, we get severe cold. And sometimes devotees in sleep only, they do Mangala Arati. No need to come out. It's very cold. Sometimes got 4 degrees, 5 degrees, 3 degrees. And of course, in Western countries, goes minus degrees. Very difficult. So devotees were not ready to come out of their sleeping bags. No Mangala Arati. You know what Prabhupada did? Prabhupada went out of his tent. Although there were bathing facilities for Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada came to the common area. He used the hand pump. You saw the hand pump? Prabhupada used hand pump, filled his bucket, and in open field, in that freezing cold, Prabhupada took cold water bath. Just to show devotees that please come out of your beddings, attend Mangala Arati. Become serious for your spiritual lives. Is it not physical challenge? Yesterday was Ekadashi, and some devotees did Nirjala Ekadashi, full fasting. But you know, when Prabhupada was in New York, movement was not yet fully established. Nobody knew what is Ekadashi. One day, one boy was driving Srila Prabhupada to one place. And as he was driving, it's Ekadashi. Prabhupada didn't eat anything. Prabhupada was so hungry, so hungry. Prabhupada asked this boy, do you have anything to eat? And this boy said, yes Swami, I have one apple. And this boy picked up that apple and he ate half of it himself. And then other half, he ate half with his mouth directly, not cutting it. He was driving and eating. So half apple he ate. And then he said, Swami, now you take. Can you imagine? Prabhupada was so hungry, he took this apple and ate it. Now we offer big bhoga to Srila Prabhupada. Even if we look at it, we consider this offense. It's bhoga, you can't look at it, right? And we do all mudras and achmans and whatnot to just offer bhoga to Srila Prabhupada. But that Acharya is eating jhuta, remnants of this hippie boy. So hungry. This is the physical challenge which Prabhupada endured. Coming to mental challenges. Now where people get mental peace, where they get mental comfort, first thing is their family, right? Family is there for emotional support. Supposed to be. Family is supposed to give us mental support, right? Now Prabhupada's family, he was preaching to the whole world. He's struggling alone to fulfill instructions of his spiritual master. But what about his own family? He would hold programs and upstairs his wife and children would drink tea. One fine day, 18 years of struggle. Prabhupada worked for 18 years to write commentary on Bhagavad Gita. And that Bhagavad Gita is lost. Later on, he came back. His Bhagavatam is lost. And he asked his children, where is my Bhagavatam? Children tell, Mama sold everything to Raddiwala. To what do you call Raddiwala? Scrap collector? Yeah? She sold it to her. How much Prabhupada will be broken? And then Prabhupada, scrap collector, right? And then Prabhupada asked his wife, you're so attached to your tea. You sold my Bhagavatam for tea biscuits. Choose tea or me. What wife did?
Choose tea.
She lifted a cup of tea and she started drinking. Prabhupada left house that day and is mentioned by Prabhupada's godbrother Sridhar Maharaj. Prabhupada is not having any money. He borrowed 2 rupees from his friend He traveled to a nearby Gaudiya Math. He was so broken. Whole day he chanted alone in that Gaudiya Math. My family left me for tea. What kind of mental challenge this must be? And then Prabhupada decided no more living here. He went to Jhansi and then he went to Vrindavan, he took sannyas. So much mental challenges. Okay, forget about family. We get mental support through devotees, right? Our God family, our devotee association, our temple. Now Prabhupada, he never got that support from his God brothers. When he left his house, he went to a mutt in Delhi. And in that mutt in Delhi, there was one of his God brothers who was the guru, who was the leader of that mutt. So Prabhupada started to help that mutt to preach. And they were printing one magazine called Sajjan Toshani. Prabhupada decided, I will make this magazine so popular that in Delhi, this will be number one. People will wait for next publication. Prabhupada was having that aim. But for doing that, I have to meet many reputative people. So he requested the temple president that, my clothes, they are torn. There's so many holes in my clothes. When I go to meet big people, their clerks and assistants don't allow me to come in the office. Can you give me one set of good clothes so that I can go to these influential people and talk about Sajjan Toshani, magazine of the mutt, of his guru, temple president's guru. You know what temple president did? He said, okay, we will tell you, Swamiji. And he wrote letter to his guru. Guru Maharaj, your this God brother, Abhay Charanarvinda Swami, he's very demanding. He asks for so many favors and facilities. What should we do with him? And his guru wrote letter to Prabhupada. He said, Swamiji, I think our mutt is not financially good. You should go to some other place. Again broken. What kind of mental challenges? He is trying to help his God brother, they don't want his help. He goes to another mutt, Mathura mutt. And then from Mathura they used to go to preach in Agra. Prabhupada started to go with bunch of brahmacharis. And Prabhupada was preaching in Agra. Now Prabhupada's preaching was so effective, lot of people started to get attracted to Krishna consciousness. They were coming, they were associating with Srila Prabhupada. And in one class, one devotee asked, one visiting person asked, that Swamiji, I want to take initiation from you. That's it. Those brahmacharis, they said, no, in our mutt only our Guru Maharaj initiates. This Abhay Charanarvinda Swami is assistant. Don't take initiation from him. In front of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was so broken. He left Agra. He came to Vrindavan. Alone. 2.5 rupees a month. He was paying rent in Vansi Gopalji temple. Staying there alone. No support. And Prabhupada writes a bhajan. Vrindavane bhajan. Prabhupada writes, I had my family, I had my relatives, but now I am alone. All I have is list of names. That's it. Nobody is with me. Big businessmen. Prabhupada, we'll have a session tomorrow maybe, that how Prabhupada struggled in India. Such an influential businessman that at that time there were only 3 cars in India of that caliber and one Prabhupada had. So successful businessman. Such a big family. Member of Gaudiya Math, initiated by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. But today, nobody with him. Is it not challenge? Mentally he was challenged. And then intellectual challenge. Prabhupada is trying to preach to people who have no interest in Krishna consciousness. In India, when we distribute books, people ask us, how much commission you get on each book? I don't know if you face this problem here or not. They ask us, how much commission you get in these books? So one of our preacher told them that, okay, we will give you a bunch of books. You take it and you try to sell. And not commission, whatever money you get, you keep it. Because there is no demand of these books. Even if you give free, nobody wants to take these books. And here, Prabhupada, before starting ISKCON, he is trying to convince people that he become God conscious. Who has time? Prabhupada is selling magazines, trying to convince people, no time. And then he goes to US and suddenly he is in midst of all big materialistics, all big scientific people and people from different backgrounds, different religion, and he has to face them. You know what Prabhupada would do? Like suppose somebody asks, Swamiji, what do you think about Saint Francis? Prabhupada said, okay, what is his theory? Prabhupada don't know who is that person. Prabhupada asks him only, okay, what is his theory? Then that person will tell the theory. Then Prabhupada will defeat him using his own arguments. Sometimes Prabhupada get Christians. Prabhupada said, okay, what is written in your Bible? Thou shalt not kill. Prabhupada got that point. Okay, this is nice point. Now whenever some Christians will come, Prabhupada said, thou shalt not. Are you following that? No. Then you follow Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada catches one point. One time one person came. He was challenging Srila Prabhupada. Swamiji, you wrote this Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam tells, sun is nearer to earth than moon. But our scientific research says moon is nearer to earth and sun is far. What do you have to speak about it? Now somebody will ask you this question, what you will tell? Isn't it difficult?
Yeah.
You have to prove your Vedic text, and here science is telling something else. What you will tell that person? You know what Prabhupada said? Oh, it's very easy. Sunday comes before or Monday? The person scratches his head. Sunday comes before Monday. That means sun is nearer to moon. He said, yes. He came out and he said, how do I believe this Swami? He told me Monday, Sunday, and I believed his words. Intellectual conviction. Nobody could shook him. Nobody could shook his faith. So bold. He is such a big preacher. Somebody told, Swamiji, you are making your people bookworms. Prabhupada said it's better than becoming stoolworms. Better to become bookworms than stoolworms. Somebody again challenged, Swamiji, you came from India. You're talking about Amrita, becoming immortal. But India death rate is so high. Prabhupada said, no, death rate is same everywhere. He said, no, death rate is so high in India. No, death rate is everywhere same. So what is same death rate? 100%. Everybody has to die. So death rate is 100%. Such intellectual conviction Prabhupada had. And spontaneous. It's not that Prabhupada has to go back and see his records and books and then again come back. No. He was so sharp. Why? Because he has unflinching faith on the words of his spiritual master. That is courage of a British man. Srila Prabhupada conquered the whole world by Guru Nishtha. You know, when they offered big Vyasasana to Srila Prabhupada for the first time in ISKCON, in the temple of Los Angeles, first time, Prabhupada saw that big Vyasasana and said, no, I am not qualified to sit on this seat. I am simply trying to follow the instructions of my spiritual master. So then disciples said, Prabhupada, okay, on his behalf you sit. Then Prabhupada first time accepted this grand Vyasasanas. And now we have in each temple, of course, Prabhupada's grand Vyasasanas. But he was only doing all this for fulfilling the instructions of his spiritual master. That is Guru Nishtha. That is the strength. That is courage. That is conviction. And therefore whole world became so attracted to Srila Prabhupada. He went to Europe, he went to Southeast Asia, he went to Asian countries, he went to Africa. You know, when he was preaching in Africa, one time Srila Prabhupada was lecturing and the different devotees, they were wearing, somebody was wearing saffron kurta, somebody is wearing saffron dhoti, somebody was wearing saffron chadar, and Prabhupada was so happy that how come these devotees are wearing saffron clothes? From where they got in Africa saffron clothes? Then later on when he saw little more attentively, he saw it was his clothes. The disciples stole Prabhupada's clothes and we were sitting there because there was no culture of, etiquette of who is disciple, who is guru. Then Prabhupada, while initiation, he said, 4 regulative principles, 16 rounds, and one more rule: don't steal Guru's clothes. Such conviction. He has to tolerate so much all over the world. One time in New Vrindavan, Prabhupada gave a lecture that I am starting this community is to teach you what is Varnashram, what is Vedic culture of living, simple living, high thinking. And Prabhupada lectured, and then Prabhupada had to go for, nature's call, attending to nature's call. And in New Vrindavan those days, there were no toilets. So Prabhupada had to go in the deep forest and attend to nature's call. Now Prabhupada carrying lota, and going to the forest in Gamcha. And Prabhupada sensed that somebody is following me. Prabhupada looked back, one devotee with a professional camera following Srila Prabhupada, taking photos. Prabhupada said, why are you following me with this camera? He said, Prabhupada, I am working in BTG, Back to Godhead magazine, and we need some high resolution photos of yours. So I thought you are going in nature. I should have nice captures of nice photos of you. Prabhupada said, you fool, you don't even know where person goes with lota in morning time. What varnashram you will follow? I am here to teach you Vedic culture and you are following me with camera. I am going to nature's call. Imagine what kind of challenges he faced. Before ISKCON, after ISKCON, every time. And then when our movement grew more, there were serious problems. Then there were fights. Then there were issues within leadership. And Prabhupada had to tolerate. Many times Prabhupada would fold his hand and say, please cooperate. Please cooperate. Please be united. He had to beg his own disciples. He said, I am old man. I have no strength. Don't fight. Please cooperate. If you love me, cooperate with each other. How much he has tolerated till his last breath. But that is his courage coming from conviction in his word, in the words of his spiritual master. And therefore, even though on one hand he was so courageous, so bold, but he knew all these souls who are coming in Krishna consciousness movement is bringing pleasure to my Guru Maharaj. And therefore he had also heart of a Bengali mother. Devotees did big mistakes. Prabhupada forgiven them. Prabhupada never took those mistakes seriously. There was one leader in Hawaii, big leader, and he started to initiate disciples. Even when Srila Prabhupada was present, he started to accept Guru Puja. Even while Srila Prabhupada was present, his followers started to keep his photograph in the altar, even when Srila Prabhupada was present. And then all devotees decided that Prabhupada is too much. This devotee need to leave ISKCON. He should leave ISKCON. They brought him in front of Srila Prabhupada. You know what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada said, a mother loves all his children, all her children. You are my child. How can I leave you? Please come back. Were you not happy with me? Please come back. Prabhupada started to cry. Can you imagine somebody who is becoming your own competitor, you have compassion for him? Another such incident, one devotee, I think his name was Gaur Sundar Prabhu. Prabhupada started Govinda's restaurant. And with ISKCON money, ISKCON assets, ISKCON devotees. And this devotee, he took it away. He took it as a personal project. He changed the name in the legal papers. He took that project away and he removed all devotees from that project. Now Srila Prabhupada came to know about it. Devotees were telling Prabhupada, let's file a case. Let's file court case against this person. He took away your project. He took away your property. Prabhupada said, I'll go meet him. Devotees were happy now. Prabhupada will chastise him. Prabhupada will file court case against him. Prabhupada took a special flight. He went to meet this person. And when he went, Prabhupada said, Gaur Sundar, can you come back to ISKCON? I want you to chant and dance happily with devotees. Prabhupada started to cry again. He doesn't care about property. He doesn't care about anything else. He's interested in that devotee. How much compassion he has. Another beautiful story, I think you must have heard this. Malati Mataji, she was serving Srila Prabhupada in India. Very difficult to serve in India, especially when you are a Westerner. You have to deal with vendors in India. You know, when you come to India, you have experienced this. You tell them you are from somewhere in India, they'll tell you 10 rupees. And you tell them you are from Malaysia, they'll tell you 1,000 rupees. So Indians are very clever, very tricky. So she was having hard time, especially white-bodied lady, to serve in India, deal with vendors, that too in Bengal, that too in Mayapur. She has to travel in Navadip, bring different vegetables, cook for Srila Prabhupada. There was mosquitoes. And Prabhupada was so heavy on her. Every day she would cook and Prabhupada will find faults. This is not right. You have put a lot of salt. Today no salt. Today too sweet. Today no sweet. Prabhupada would give so much chastisement to her. She was saying, on one hand mosquitoes were biting, another hand Prabhupada was biting. So difficult. And she decided that now I'll leave this service. no more service. So this is my last day. And that day, Prabhupada called his godbrothers for prasad. So Prabhupada's godbrother sitting, they are taking prasad. Malati Mataji comes, she serves prasad. And the godbrothers tell Prabhupada, Swamiji, you are a sannyasi. You should not take service from this lady. And that too Mlecha lady. You should not take service from her. You know what Prabhupada replied? Prabhupada said, she is Malati, my disciple. She is so dedicated to me that she can cut her throat for me. And I can do same for her. And when Malati Mataji heard this, she started to cry. She said, this much love, this much compassion, I'll never leave Srila Prabhupada. She is in the movement till now. So Prabhupada had this oceanic motherly love for all his disciples. In Vrindavan, during the last days of Prabhupada's manifested pastimes, Prabhupada stopped eating. And Prabhupada was becoming thinner and thinner. Practically, there was no energy in Srila Prabhupada's body. Even to turn Srila Prabhupada, the servants would help him to turn on sight. One day, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami Maharaj came, who Prabhupada would call scientist, Dr. T.D. Singh. And Prabhupada asked him, so scientist, see, now in my body no more flesh, only bones and skin, still I am alive. You know why? I am not body, I am spirit soul. And Prabhupada is telling him that you know what? You should arrange a conference in Vrindavan, call scientists from all over the world and organize this conference with the title Life Comes From Life. And the end days of his manifested Leela is thinking about it. No eating, practically no flesh. But Prabhupada called his servant and he asked, can you go and check what they cooked in devotee kitchen? Servant goes, he checks, he comes back. Prabhupada asks, how was the prasad in devotee kitchen? And the servant tells, Prabhupada, prasad was not good. Now here Prabhupada didn't eat for months. Prabhupada called the temple president and said, why are you not cooking nice prasad for devotees? This is the only sense gratification they have. Always make sure devotees should have nice prasad. Not concerned for himself, concerned for each and every devotee of ISKCON. And therefore, we should just meditate how much compassionate Prabhupada was. He was courageous, he was bold, he may call fools and rascals. His lectures may be heavy, but for whom? For us. So that we come out of our ignorance. One last story I'll tell and I'll end. One time in Vrindavan, before Krishna Balram temple was built, Prabhupada brought his disciples in 1972 for the first time in Vrindavan. And they were staying in Radha Damodar temple. How many of you saw rooms of Prabhupada in Radha Damodar temple? Please raise your hands. Few of you have seen rooms. There are 2 rooms in Radha Damodar temple. But there was another room on the roof, which now no longer with ISKCON. And on that roof, there was this room and there was a jali. There was little iron bars to protect that room from monkeys. Because Vrindavan is famous for monkeys. Now, one baby monkey fell from that jali inside the room. Small monkey. And mother monkey was on the jali. She can't come in because she was big. She was crying. She was screaming on the jali. And this baby which fell in the room, the baby was also crying. What Prabhupada did? Prabhupada picked up that monkey baby. He lifted that monkey baby and gave back to the mother. Mother embraced that baby monkey and they both left. And this whole thing Gurudas Prabhu was seeing. And he writes in his book, he says, similarly, Srila Prabhupada is doing it with us. We left Krishna, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram, Patitam Maam Vishame Bhavam Putam. We were servants of Krishna, eternally with him. But he left Krishna. And we fall in this ocean of material world. Now Krishna is also crying, we are also crying. Krishna is also sad that we are not with him. We are also in material world, suffering every day, every moment. Now a pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada comes. He picks us up, places us back to Krishna's service. That's the biggest compassion Srila Prabhupada has. So yes, we are fortunate. If somebody asks us, why ISKCON people so proud? Why you don't listen to others? Why you don't go to other Babas? We don't need any Baba. We don't need any other. Why? Because we have a pure devotee with us who is placing us back to Krishna's lotus feet. And in his shelter, if we just follow his instructions, one fine day we will go back to Krishna's lotus feet. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Anyone has any question or comment? Do you want to add something? Anyone? Yes, Mataji. You have another mic?
Just add. Is it on?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory Srila Prabhupada, all glory Srila Gurudev. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya, kripa sidubhya evacha, patita nampa nebhyo vaishnanebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for your class this morning. But I have only half your class this morning. I was in the kitchen. So what I heard just now about the challenge of Srila Prabhupada. So my question is, during my book distribution at Malaysia, little bit challenge for the Muslim people or Malay people. I never sell Srila Prabhupada book at Malaysia, but in my country, I'm from Bali, Prabhuji, I'm from Bali, Indonesia. I can sell Srila Prabhupada book and make our senior dumb devotee. So what is a conclusion for that, Prabhuji? But I can distribute prasad for the Malay people or Muslim through my different way to say it. Sister, I have this, I cooking just now, which is you like to eat something, this one? Oh, I like this, I love to this kueh or Malaysia kueh like that. So I can distribute them prasadam, but I never sell prasadam or this offering, this I never sell. Just only I say I cook that. So how it is the challenge, my challenge, book distribution challenge, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
See, spiritual success is based on three things. One is Purva Sukriti. Purva Sukriti means those who have some pious deeds which are favorable to devotional service from past lives, they come to Krishna consciousness very easily. Second is Swayam Cheshtha. If somebody is endeavoring on his own to search the absolute truth, they also come to Krishna consciousness. As in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Artha Artharthi Jigyasu Jnani. But there is third factor, which is Mahat Kripa. Mahat Kripa means mercy of a pure devotee. Now what we are doing is, we are simply carrying the mercy of Srila Prabhupada to people. One time Harisori Prabhu asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, so much challenges in preaching. How do we preach? So difficult to preach. You know what Prabhupada said? Nobody is preaching except me. Only I am preaching. You all are only helping me. So actually we are not preaching. Who is preaching? Srila Prabhupada is preaching. Now we have to see, according to time, place, circumstances, which is the effective way to reach this mercy of Srila Prabhupada. How this mercy will reach to people in more efficient ways. Of course, books are the main basis of our preaching. We give out books. But as you said, if some places book distribution is difficult, we can also do some other ways to increase their sukriti, like giving prasad. You know, in Russia, when Prabhupada went, he stayed for I think 3 or 4 days, and he preached to one boy, just one boy, because Prabhupada could not do any public programs in Russia. He was restricted to preach. So only one boy Prabhupada preached for 3 days. You can imagine, 1-to-1. And after 3 days, Prabhupada gave him initiation. His name was Antony, and Prabhupada gave him initiation, Ananta Shanti Das. And Prabhupada said, now you preach. Now he has no books. He has nothing. How he will preach? You know what he would do? He would buy a bunch of flowers he would offer it in his mind to Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, and then he would go on street and tell, today is my birthday, please take one flower. Today is my birthday, please take one flower. Every day he would go to different streets and he would say, today is my birthday. One person said, how come every day is your birthday? He said, I am soul and I was born in many species. So every day I would have taken some birth somewhere. And that's how they were confused. Oh, what is this soul? And they would get opportunity to preach. You understand? So even by a simple act of distributing flowers, he could preach. So we have to see the best way, according to time, place, circumstances, to raise people's interest in our philosophy. And then we can give them books, then we can give them philosophy. Of course we have to give books. Without books we can't preach, because Srila Prabhupada said preaching means book distribution. But to bring some people to that level, if you have other ways, it's nice. It should be supportive to our preaching. So what you are doing is very nice endeavor. You are distributing prasad, but then slowly you can see who are interested, and then you can cultivate them, give them some books, bring them to temple, so that they can develop that interest in Krishna consciousness. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Can I have one more question, Prabhuji?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. So
I am free, but I don't know about others.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So actually my question is pending from yesterday, Prabhuji, because yesterday was giving class in the Senai Center, but quite very late. So I was thinking maybe today I want to have question. Actually my question regarding for your class yesterday about compassionate of Srila Prabhupada. So my question here is, please guide us, Prabhuji, because nowadays many a newcomer, many new devotee, I love to welcome them, but I'm not qualified to welcome them. So I want them to make happy, also enjoy to do kirtan, bhajan, taking prasad. So please guide us, Prabhuji. So I want my new devotee become very happy to stay with us. So chant together with us and pray together with us. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
There is one secret. Unless we are happy, we can't make others happy. Happy devotee is the best preacher. Suppose we are telling people chant and be happy, but our faces are dry, our faces are sorrowful. They will first ask us, are you happy? No, I am not happy, but you chant, you will be happy. They'll never become devotees, right? We talk about, oh, Krishna consciousness will flourish all over the world, everybody will become devotee, it will Vaikuntha. But in our centers, if we don't go along together, if we don't love each other, then people will not be attracted to us. So first, we have to fix up things within ourselves. Charity begins at home, right? So when we have this culture of family, this culture of love and care within our Sangha, any new person will place his foot in this temple, he will be attracted. He will never go away. So we have to create that environment. And when they come, we have to be in the mood of giving. Lord Chaitanya came and gave. Srila Prabhupada came and gave. So first we should be giving them. Give them love, give them time, give them prasad, give them all kinds of good association we can. And once they get that taste, they can never leave this society of devotees. So we should be very, very accommodative and loving to them. What happens is new people come and we start to give them doses of philosophy. We want to make them pure devotee in one night. Oh, 4 legs, 16 rounds. You are not body, you are soul. Leave your family, come to us, give us all your money. And then they run away. So we have to be very patient. We have to see not a single soul who came to this movement should go away. This should be our feeling and our motto of preaching. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your guidance. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other question? Be here.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you explain to us about Srila Prabhupada's mood and mission so that we can know what really Prabhupada wants so that we can please Srila Prabhupada?
Actually, Prabhupada's mood is not different from Lord Chaitanya's mood. Why Lord Chaitanya came? Lord Chaitanya came to flood this whole world with Krishna consciousness. He was happy in his personal abode. with his all opulence, but he left it. Tyakta sudustajam surepsitam rajya lakshmi. He left Rajya Lakshmi of Vaikuntha. Why? Because he was seeing people in this world need me. So he came and he preached. Same mood Srila Prabhupada has. Preaching movement. Prabhupada left Vrindavan. You are talking about, oh, I missed one point, spiritual challenge. Prabhupada left Vrindavan. We visit Vrindavan. How many of you visited Vrindavan? Mayapur? Yes? When you leave, how you feel? How you feel? You feel sad, right? Now, we who may be, on some stage of devotional life, staying 3 days in Vrindavan, we feel separation. Now imagine Srila Prabhupada, pure devotee, is staying in Vrindavan, Radha Damodar temple, he leaves Vrindavan. How you will feel? He writes in his diary, I am missing Radha Damodar, I am missing Gopinath, I am missing Radha Govindev, I am missing Vrindavan. Only solace I have is Chaitanya Charitamrita. He writes in his diary. How much he misses Vrindavan. But he leaves that and he comes to preach. Why? Because Lord Chaitanya wanted. Because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati wanted. To his last breath he preached. You have seen that video? Prabhupada is in his bed and one devotee is holding microphone and he's transcribing. To his last breath he is serving his Guru Maharaj. We have to take that mode. And we are seeing Prabhupada disciples. To what degree they are taking risk? I'm saying His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. What disease he doesn't have? You tell me. He has liver transplant, kidney transplant, heart transplant, cancer also. All whichever disease you can imagine he had. But still serving. Now I'm just coming from Mayapur before I came here. Still he is going to meetings. He still is giving classes. He is giving every drop of his energy to preach Prabhupada's movement. Why? Because Prabhupada did same for his Guru Maharaj. We are seeing Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. His servants told Maharaj, you are sick, you don't travel. He said, no, my Guru Maharaj wants. He went to the meeting in Dehradun. He fell there and then he left his body. On the battlefield. All different gurus. We are seeing like my spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. He was happy in Ujjain. But then there were preaching opportunities in America. He said, no, I'll go there and preach. And he left his body on battlefield. We are proud about it. Right? So in the same way, we have to see what Prabhupada wanted. Our spiritual masters also depicted the same mood. Now we should get the same mood. We should not be comfortable in our own situations. My 16 rounds done. My book reading is done. My sadhana is on track. I am happy. No. This is not ISKCON. ISKCON means I have to bring out myself from my comfort zone. Do something for Srila Prabhupada. That is ISKCON. Today only I was reading Bhagavatam 10th canto, 8th chapter, yes. Where Nanda Maharaj is telling Garga Muni, when Garga Muni comes to name Krishna and Balaram, name giving ceremony. So Nanda Maharaj tells Garga Muni, that saintly personalities like you don't need to travel. But you came to my place because you want to deliver me. This is ISKCON. Our devotees come out of their comfort zone and preach. And till our last breath we will do this. And at the end of our life, we will see Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada will say, okay, you gave your life to me, now I take responsibility to take you back to Godhead. That is Srila Prabhupada. So we have to give shoulder to the responsibility of preaching Krishna consciousness. And that's how we can please Srila Prabhupada.
There is one continuation from my question, Prabhuji. Since Srila Prabhupada's mood and mission for preaching, so as a mother and as a grihastha, so my preaching should start within my family first?
Yes.
Or should give priority from outside?
It should start from home. It start with children because mother is first guru to the children. So mother should give time to children. But at the same time, we should not be restricted to our home. Prabhupada tried to preach to his children, but when he saw children doesn't want to listen, he preached to outsiders as well. We can't wait. Okay, until my family becomes Krishna conscious, I'll not preach outside. No. I'll give time to my family, I'll preach to them. But at the same time, I'll shoulder the mission of Srila Prabhupada also. So that these teachings go far beyond. Actually, whole world is our family, right? So we start with our little family, but then we go to the broader family of preaching to everyone who comes in our contact. That should be balance. So family also and outside preaching also.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
So thank you very much, and if I've spoken anything wrong, please forgive me. My senior devotees also here. You're doing volumes of service in Srila Prabhupada's movement, and I'm just speaking, but you're living that in your life. So if I have spoken anything beyond my etiquette, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.